Next question is, the U.S. has the largest reserve of coal. Does it make economic sense to not take advantage of that to grow our economy? So in essence, to exhaust that and then immediately turn to renewable energy once that is all out.
So because we do have a vast coal network within our country, what makes sense, it depends on your point of view. So I think for national security reasons, for financial reasons, and for environmental reasons even, it would make more sense to curb our use of coal and allow, it's not going anywhere, it will be there, and if there is an energy crisis, or if we are under, if we have a war or something like that, or if there's new uses for coal in the future, um, then it's there. If we use it all up, then we're using up a major resource that we don't know how we will operate after that. Um, and the fact of the matter is that it takes so many millions of years for fossil fuels to be formed. We're not going to get any more within the U.S. So by using all of that up, which I think we probably will as a country at some point, if we don't start transitioning to renewables, and we have a lot of renewables in place already, but transition more of our energy use to renewables, then once coal is completely used up, we're not going to be ready to continue to use energy the way we do as a country. Financially and environmentally as well, we know the damage that burning fossil fuels causes, and it's only getting worse. So it would be impractical to continue to use coal the way we do.
Okay. So basically, I think that Trump would see it as, if there's coal still in the ground, then that's just kind of a deposit of money or revenue that he can help in to grow our economy. And so like that is, I just don't think that he would understand like why wouldn't we use that. So maybe I understand what you're saying, that we should transition, but then we would still have that resource. But then if it goes to waste, then that's money that we don't have in our economy.
So, two things. One, there are not going to be any new coal jobs, so it's not going to grow our economy.
Okay.
It may sustain us,
Okay.
may sustain our economy, but it's not going to grow our economy. And if anything, we're going to have less jobs in coal because it's becoming more and more automated, less people employed, more machines used. I also believe it is a large sum of cash in the ground, which to me, as more of it's used up worldwide, makes it even more valuable. Right? As things get rarer, they become more valuable. So, in that regard, not using coal now actually grows the value of what's in the ground.
With supply and demand. But when about that, so as we're moving it forward in time, people are going to use it less and less. But since it becomes more rare, since we're using up so quickly at a fast rate, when it rare can also mean obsolete, meaning that there's no purpose for it. So then we would have less of it, and there'd be, but I'm not sure if the demand will be as great as it is now. So will it be? Will it? It may cost more money to get it, but I don't think that people will need it as much.
And I think you're right. But again, just because something is there doesn't mean you need to use it, and doesn't mean it's the smart choice to use. I mean, as citizens of our country, as citizens of this world, we have an obligation to be stewards of our environment too. So if we all knew that we, as a species, or as a planet, that the Earth was going to combust and blow up in a year, sure, why not use coal? There will be a little bit more climate change the next year, but like the Earth's going to explode, and no one's going to be here, and no one's going to have to live in that world anymore. But we're going to be around a very long time, most likely. And if we continue to damage the environment, and if sea level rises, we're going to have less Earth to occupy with growing populations. So I understand that leaving coal in the ground, you may risk it becoming obsolete, but the benefits of leaving it in the ground and then of it being obsolete are pay for itself. The damage that has been caused and attributed to climate change greatly outweighs that. Probably within just a few years, the difference that it could make.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Elton.